We'll be starting in 5 minutes. So please do let your friends know to join us.
Hey folks, I hope I am audible. If yes, spam it in the chat box. Okay. Thanks, Ashwin. Thanks, Alan, to let me know. Okay, so hi folks, how's everyone doing today? I hope you all are doing as fantastic as unicorn doing the moonwalk on a rainbow. I know you all are having a lot of questions bubbling up in your minds, like what is GDSC? I guess we have to start this one first. Okay, basically GDSC is presented by our Google developers. GDSC is a university-based community groups for the student from all undergrad or grad group or grad program with an interest in growing as a developer are welcome. By joining GDSC, student will grow their knowledge in a peer-to-peer learning environment and build the solution for themselves or their communities. So yeah, that's all about GDSC in a nutshell. So now let's talk about what we are offering this year. Our potential future plans are includes events, boot camps, hackathons, and many more things in various Google technologies like Flutter, Kotlin, Android, ML, Cloud, and much more. And we also are having a surprise for you all in the end of the session. So be active, okay? So along with this, we are having a lot more questions like what's new this year? Oh, where is the new team? So, do you guys want to know where is our new team? So let's clear all this doubt, and we have got a special guest lined up. So without wasting any more minute, let's jump into the session. I know you all are waiting to meet the guest, but wait, they'll join us in just a minute. So let's get started with an introduction of our new Google DSC team at MAIT. From starting with myself, I am Piyush, your new GDSC lead from Computer Science and Technology branch in my final year. I'm a machine learning developer and I have done several internships in this domain. So if you ever need any help in machine learning, you can reach out to me. And plus point, if you want to talk about American series or reality shows, I'm the right person to reach out. For that, you can see the QR in the screens, or you can find the link of my link tree over the chat box. And just scan this QR or click that or tap that link. You'll find my all social handles where we can connect. Thank you. That's all about me. So now meet our new technical head, Trilochna. Over to you, Trilochna.
Thank you, Piyush. Hi, Tech Rockstars. I am Trilochna, your technical lead of JDSC this year. I am a full on cloud enthusiast, along with which I have served the virtual skies of various technologies. So, if you got questions, look no further. If I don't have the answer, consider me as Indiana Jones of problem solving and I'll track it down definitely. Hence, remember, whether it's regarding cloud, DevOps, or something dramatic, I am here to help you. So, connect with me. Thank you for joining us today. Over to you, Divyanshi.
Thank you, Trilochna Didi. Hey there, tech wizards and future innovators. I'm absolutely thrilled to join this awesome club and embark on an exciting journey together. I am Divyanshi Joshi, and I'm diving headfirst into my second year as a CST student. I will be a research lead for the term 2023 to 24. Talking about my background, I am a Google V Scholar of the Year 2023, which is a Women in Genius program organized by Talent Sprint and fully supported and sponsored by Google. My coding arsenal includes Python and I've conquered DSA there. Now I'm conquering new horizons by honing my skills in C++. I've also set my sights on the captivating realm of machine learning. Currently, I'm working in a group project developing an app that harnesses computer vision to empower the visually impaired. I would also like to add that beyond tech, I fancy watching animes, two of my all time faves being Attack on Titan and One Piece. But that's not all. I'm also enchanted by Chinese historical dramas that whisk you away through time. I also love to groove to K pop and J pop music. If any of these passions resonate with you, gear up for the exciting events that our club has in store. Thanks a ton, and over to the next speaker, Prakhar Sharma.
So hi guys, Prakash Sharma here, second year EC undergrad. So I am creative head of this year GDSC 2023 and 2024. So I am all about Monster Magic, hackathon runs, and vibe into Talanjum's rap game. So when I am not coding up a storm, I am nodding to beat with Talanjum rhymes. Picture this: our web apps that grew characters that nod, and a journey that's epic as a rap battle. So I have worked previously with King, the industry giant, and rocked an internship at Tweak Labs. And now I'm here to blend innovation, imagination, and rap vibes into your GDSC adventure. So ready to code, create, and rap along. So let make the journey legendary. Over to Devang.
Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Devang. I'm currently in my third year of my CSC degree, and I will be your outreach head this year. So we'll be spamming your groups with details of our upcoming awesome events. I'm a Flutter developer and have done several internships in the same. So if you have any doubt regarding Flutter, so doubts ando, either ando. Apart from tech, if you ever want to see how can someone with so much in Valorant join my queue, and we'll be having a lot more fun. So over to you, Sudhanva.
Hello everyone, my name is Sudhanva. I am your new TSA mentor. I'm not just your coding buddy, but I'm also your go-to music whiz. When I'm not cracking up codes, I'm trying to cook some catchy tunes. Now let's talk about this awesome gig with GDSC. We're diving into a new year where the codes becomes melodies because I always like humming away the problems with unique solutions. It's like creating great songs, nailing different algorithms like a symphony. Whether it's tackling a bunch of code or hitting the right chord, I'm here to jam along with you all. So grab your keyboards and let's tune in. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. So let us all be in harmony. Thank you. And over to the next speaker.
Hey, Paramhans, you are not audible. I guess you have to unmute yourself first. So I guess Paramhans won't be able to turn on his mic. So I'll introduce him. So Paramhans is our open source mentor for this year. Basically, he's a GitHub Global Campus mentor for the 2023 session and also a MLSA. And he is good in Stack. If you are having any doubt in Stack, you can contact him. And he is also good at in cloud and AI. So yeah, and he's already been in a lot of open source programs. So he's having a lot of great knowledge about the open source. You can contact him if you want to know more about open source. So yeah, that's all about Paramhans. So moving forward.
Paramhans, can you join us?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yeah, you can start with your introduction.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I am Paraman Singh from 25 Batch IT, and I will be your open source mentor for this tenure. I am a Monstack developer and a cyber G. Talking about my achievements, I am a GitHub Global Campus member and an MLSA fellow. In open source, I have a bunch of experience like SOT, GSOT, and Hacktoberfest. So, in this code world, if you have any issue regarding PRs or open source, feel free to reach out to me. Forward to the next. uh,
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, Divyansh, you are completely audible.
So, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Divyansh Manchanda, currently in third year of Electronics and Communication Engineering, a passionate Flutter developer with a keen understanding of Firebase and Firestore. Thus, I have been appointed as a Flutter mentor. My programming expertise extends to C++ and Python. I have also contributed in many open source projects and participated in social winter of code. Now, apart from all these boring stuffs, If you want to discuss any controversial topics and get any anime recommendation and want to queue in comp in Valorant, just hit me up. लेकिन DM करना मुझे cancel नहीं होना. Thank you. Now let's meet our ML lead.
Hello everyone. Am I audible? Hello. So hey folks, I am Dipanshu Anand, a third year student from Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department. I will be your machine learning mentor at GDSC for this year. Apart from machine learning and data science, I have hands-on experience in various technologies like cloud, DevOps, backend development. So yeah, if you have any doubt, you can ping me anytime. And together we will go through an amazing journey in this data-driven world and we will decipher the secrets of AI. So stay tuned and stay connected. Let's meet our new web mentor.
Hey guys, Saksham this side. I'm gonna be your web mentor for this session. I'm a full stack developer skilled in frameworks like Mern, Flask, and Django. Right now, I'm focused on building robust backends and scalable applications using cloud. Recently, I won a hackathon organized by JP Institute of Technology using my project SwiftThought, competing against 60 projects nationwide. I can't wait to collab, learn, and teach everything and anything regarding the web and cloud. So that's pretty much about me.
So hi guys, I am Manav Gambhir, a third year CSE student, and I will be your Android mentor for this tenure. I am a native Android developer. I work in both Java and Kotlin. Other than Android, I am also into UI UX design, and I love to interact with people. And in my free time, I love to listen to podcasts and all the overhyped songs. Also, if you have a trick question or a puzzling Android problem, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'll be the Sherlock Holmes to all your Android mysteries. Thank you. Now let's move over to Tane.
So, hello everybody. Myself Tane, a second year undergraduate in electronics and communication engineering. I will be serving as a DevOps mentor for the upcoming term. We will be diving into the world of DevOps where developer operations, cloud and deployment collide. From code creation, we will swiftly go to the cloud's destination. With DevOps as our guide, we will innovate and be proud. A journey of tech and teamwork where code comes to the cloud. With this, buckle up for an amazing journey of learning and growth together. Handing over to the next speaker, Nikita.
Ready to dive into a world where creativity meets tech? Hi, I'm Nikita, a second year AI India student, front end developer, and a graphic designer at GDSC. I take ideas, mix design with code, and make things real. From C++ programming to creating cool designs, I've made it up to Ghostscript Summer of Code's top 100 contributors. Imagine a canvas where colors and code play together. That's where I work. As a front end person, I blend style and functioning. Each pixel has a fresh idea, and each line of code tells a story. I'm good at solving problems, and more than trophies, I love mastering new skills. Learning is with me on every project, pushing me ahead. And when I'm done with all that, I kick back by binge watching just like everyone else. So that's me, C++ programmer turned digital artist. I'm Nikita, making awesome digital experiences, one design, one code, and one contribution at a time. I would love to connect with you all. Moving on to our next graphic designer, Akshat Sharma.
Okay, so thank you, Nikita, for your very classy intro. So let's move on. So hi everyone, my name is Akshay Sharma, and I'm your friendly neighborhood graphic designer. Currently swinging through my second year in EIDS branch. Not as ominous as it sounds, I promise. If I talk about myself, I participated in 8 hackathons in the first college year and walked away with a crown in three. Hang on. Talking about my projects, I've got more projects and apps than Gotham has villains. And so I'm also designing an women safety app, which is a completely AI based application. So, talking about my business ventures, I own a studio and achieved a self-made millionaire status. ये status dollar वाला नहीं गांधी वाला है, so confuse मत होना. So, who needs a desk job when you can have your own empire, right? Just flexing. I'm a multi-talented guy, a coding enthusiast. Remember, With great coding powers comes great opportunities. I have a very vast experience in video editing, graphic design and stuff. So wait, show is not over. This year I'll be joining as a graphic designer in GDSC-MAIT, ready to create a visual magic. So yeah, this is all about me. Let's spin a web of awesomeness together, and we'll look forward to meet you all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. So over to you, Ayush.
Hi, I'm Ayush from second year Mechanical and Automation Engineering. I'm the content writer for this session and I'm passionate about UX and UI designing and currently starting working with artificial. If you want to talk about startup and financial market, I'm the one you can contact me. Over to next.
Hey everyone, I'm Rohit Singh, a sophomore delving deep into the art of computer science. You can usually find me coding of web apps, mobile apps, and recently I started exploring deep learning. Pretty cool, that's my jam. But wait, there's more to the story. I've got this cool hobby. I love tinkering with videos and making memes on Twitter. Guess what? I'll be taking the role of visual editor at GDSC this term. Super excited to bring my creativity to the table. If you are into tech that's both functional and easy to on eyes, or if you're curious about anything related to development or video editing, I'm your guy. Now let's get into the fun stuff. I'm an absolute nerd. Anime, manga, memes, psychology, you name it, I'm all over it. Also, I practically live on Twitter and Discord. As I said earlier, I am a nerd. So if you're up for chatting about latest anime episodes, breaking down the mysteries of mind, or just sharing hilarious memes, give me a follow and let's connect. Catch you up on the flip side. Over to Yagik.
Hello guys, Yaik Goel this side, your social media manager for this term at GDSC. I was the runner-up at combat robotics competition in both 30 kg and 15 kg held at Triple IT Delhi. I like to spend all my free time on exploring new things on the internet, and currently I am excelling in web development and competitive programming. And I am here at GDSC to spice your feed with the coolest content from our community. Thank you.
In the meantime, while we are waiting for our speaker, I would like to ask you all, like we have 48 attendees here, so I would like to know your branches, guys. If you are comfortable to share your branches, like we should know where from where we are having the most audience.
और लाइक अगर कोई क्वेश्चंस है तो वो भी आप अभी पूछ सकते हो, लाइक थोड़े बहुत अगर क्वेरीज हैं आपके छोटे मोटे, तो जब तक गौरांश आ रहा है तब तक आप पूछ सकते हो.
Okay. Avnish Ojha asked a very funny question. How to not panic about career and future while being in college? So, somebody wants to take this question. Like, do somebody
भाई
have a really nice
हाँ
answer?
मैं भाई तुझे पैनिक क्यों होना है? ये तो देख एक पार्ट है. इस गो विद द फ्लो भाई. ये तो पैनिक होकर कुछ फायदा नहीं है. तुझे जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले आगे बढ़ जाओ, उसमें नहीं मिले तो वेट कर. बस
And
पैनिक.
Avnish Oja also asked a nice question. What is the purpose of today's meeting? Basically, the purpose of today's meeting is to introducing new team with you all. And second thing, like as we all know, Mitecs की applications open है. So if you are having any doubts regarding that application, you can ask away with from Goransh, because Goransh is a former Mitecs Global Link Research intern. So yeah.
मुकुल, अभी कुछ टाइम में हम नोटिस डालेंगे. अगर कोई न्यू पोस्ट होगी खाली तो यू कैन श्योरली जॉइन अस एंड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर टीम.
Yeah, definitely.
या
And yes,
Ankit
we
is asking, do you
participate
guys
in hackathon.
participate in hackathons?
या एक्चुअली मैंने भी पार्टिसिपेट किया था लाइक फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर सेकंड सेमेस्टर में सो आई हैव बैग्ड एटलीस्ट आई थिंक सो 5 हैकाथॉन्स प्राइजेस या सो अगर कोई भी डाउट हो हैकाथॉन को लेके तो आप मेरे से पास आ सकते हैं मेरे से पूछ सकते हैं कनेक्ट मी ऑन लिंक्डइन गाइस
गाइस हम लोगों से भी पूछ सकते हैं, हमने भी थोड़ी सी ही सही लेकिन कुछ हैकाथॉन्स जीती हैं। सो सारा
हाँ
क्लाउड पत्थर को ना दो।
सबसे ही पूछ सकते हो यार मतलब ऐसा नहीं है मतलब सारे साथ नहीं है सो कनेक्ट करो और पूछो
And if you guys are posting about this event on your social media, do let us mention GDSC-MAIT or our team. You guys are having all the social handles of our team. So and we'll reshare your post. Okay.
गाइस और क्वेश्चन पूछो इतने से पूछ के रह गए आप लोग
Everyone has some need.
या हाँ श्योर यू कैन ज्वाइन ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन ज्वाइन जब भी कोई पोस्ट खाली होगी हम नोटिफाई कर देते हैं हमारे सारे पेजेस पे मेक श्योर यू फॉलो देम ऑल लिंक्डइन ट्विटर इंस्टाग्राम जब भी कोई post खाली होगी क्रू मेंबर्स की कोर मेंबर्स की यू कैन श्योरली ज्वाइन
To be very honest, कॉलेज में फ्री टाइम तो नहीं मिलता, तो फ्री
फ्री
टाइम
होता है टाइम
हाँ
कोई कॉलेज कोई क्लास तो लेने नहीं जा रहा
हाँ, बट नहीं, मतलब बाकी चीज़ों में इतने इंडल्ज रहते हैं एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़ में ही
हाँ वो
कि
है
फ्री टाइम तो, क्योंकि क्लासेस में तो ऑब्वियसली कोई नहीं जा रहा, बट ऑब्वियसली क्लासेस में नहीं जाकर वो कहीं बेटर जगह प्रेजेंट है, दैट इज मेन थिंग।
तो शायद से
क्लासेस
यही
में जाओ
पूछना
भी
था
मत
कि
लाइक क्लासेस में इतना कुछ होता भी
फ्री टाइम तभी हम यहाँ कर पा रहे हैं क्योंकि फ्री टाइम
नहीं what are your plans for GDSC ahead? I think Piyush can answer this quite good. बहुत सारे सरप्राइजेज और बहुत कुछ
Like
प्लान्ड है
like we are having a surprise for you in the end of this session. So just please wait for that.
I guess while we are waiting, we can reveal that.
I think we should wait for Goran. How do you people stay calm? बस भाई कुछ नहीं करके
Like
जब भी प्रेशर लगे सो जाओ थोड़ी देर, अपने आप सब ठीक हो
हाँ
जाएगा।
जब भी कुछ लगे सो जाओ और कोई
बेस्ट टाइम से भाई हाउ टू स्टार्ट कोडिंग जर्नी भाई कुछ भी उठा ले
कोडिंग जर्नी विद जावा सी प्लस प्लस और सी हाँ मतलब आई थिंक सो कुछ भी पर उसको पूरी कंप्लीट करो लाइक जो उठा रहे हो
Okay,
oh,
so
directly jumping
I
into C++
guess
or वो Java will be difficult, so I
हाँ
think you should start with C++. C तो बहुत ही outdated है, directly C++ पढ़ने को पढ़ी जाएगी, but don't start Java right away क्योंकि उसके concept clear नहीं हो पाते इतनी जल्दी।
okay, so I guess we have to stop taking doubts now because we are having our lovely guest today here. So after the energetic intro by my team, now we are moving forward for the moment which you are waiting for. For our speaker session, we are having Goransh in the room. He is a former Mitecs Global Research intern from
Hey
University of
everyone.
Montreal. Okay, let me just complete. So, okay. So he's an ex-DevOps intern at DataZip and also an ex-technical staff intern at AI Crowd, also holding a Google Cloud Digital Leader certification. He's also a two-time Lyft scholar and also a former Google Cloud facilitator and a DevOps mentor for GDSC-MAIT. He is one of the talented senior I met. So now, without further ado, he take us on a journey through his experiences and insights. Now, over to you, Goranj.
Hey everyone, sorry for being late or stuck somewhere. And thank you for such a big intro, man. Uh, I mean, anyway, I'm just a student and I just finished my graduation, so yeah. Okay, let's start. So, how are we going to start with Mitecs, right? You guys want to know what about Mitecs, right? Uh, just want to make this conversation a bit more, two-way, so there's be much of helpful both for all of us. Okay, so I'll start first by giving you a brief about what Mitex is. Mitex is basically an organization that helps people come to Canada for the purpose of research majorly, and it has a lot of programs. Um, just give me a minute. I'll just quickly share my screen. With tell you much better. Because can you just allow a screen sharing option? I'm not able to share it. Perfect. Thanks. I hope you can see the screen. Is it visible, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's
visible.
completely visible.
Perfect. So yeah, Mitacs is itself a very big organization, majorly funded by Government of Canada and other government of like countries from which it takes folks, but it's majorly funded by Government of Canada. And its sole purpose is to bring the best talents from all around the globe to Canada for the purpose of research, as well as also allow all the students to get aware with what the research is and get some more intuition about how the real research in the industry happens. And when I first say about research, most of you will be thinking like, what is research? So taking on that, research is more of finding the techniques and the new generation algorithms and all those things that can help solve the problems that we already have, or maybe we can find a problem that is that's not already found before, and then we can do a bit more research on that on how to solve that problem. That is the major goal, but how we do it is very much dependent on where we exactly do and how we're trained to do it. Yeah. So let's talk about here what we do generally. Research in here is like, maybe some of you might have did some research, or you're just planning to go a bit of in research. And generally in India, as far as my experience, how people do is they just want to publish research papers. Like, they're in the hurry of just writing a lot of technical articles and technical research paper and then publish it without thinking much of what should be there, what are we solving. It's more of like uh, just comparison between the things that we already have instead of actually solving the problem. Except for some of the major organizations that actually are very good in research, for example, DRDO, ISRO. You just saw like ISRO, recently uh, had landed on moon. That was the best thing for all of us. And in some cases, India has done some well research, like no one in the world can actually touch that. But in general, especially in like the lower, I would say like low tier colleges and schools, people are not much aware about what they're doing. And in fact, me myself, I have no idea my first year like what research is. Although I had a bit of experience in DRDO about how to do research, but still, it was just 3 months, and no one learns that much in 3 months, like what exactly research is. So yeah, but when Mitex came, I absolutely had no idea like what it is about. But after going through all the process, I am now, I can say like, yeah, I have a bit of idea about how the research is done. And again, coming back to Mitex has a lot of programs. So if you just go here in students, you can see a lot of programs that it offers, right? So here we have like Accelerate, Elevate. These are all for different levels. Like if you are at graduate level or a master's level or like PhD level, they are programmed for every level, and program for different countries as well. For the people of Canada, for outside Canada, and like a lot of things. It is very diverse, like for women and things like that. But the more like the pretty fascinating thing, and I guess all of you are waiting for, is this program which is Mitacs Global Link. And Global Link is basically a program of Mitacs that allows people from, I guess, 22 countries or something to come to Canada, experience the culture of Canada, the research culture, and in general, the life of Canada on their own funds. So basically, you don't have to pay anything. It's they will be paying for you. Basically, you'll be getting all of the money to stay there, to do the research and all that stuff. So it is a very good program if you guys are, highly interested in doing researches, or at least you want to explore this field and giving it a very good start. In that sense, this is really awesome. Now, MyText Global Link, we have we are really interested in this Mitacs GRI, which is Global Research Internship. I was of the batch 2022. Currently, the 2023 folks are already there, and the next will be you guys. Like some of you will be there for sure. I'm pretty sure about that. So yeah, this is 2024 GRI batch. All you have to do is just go there, check all the deadlines that we have. This is like the basic deadline stuff. And then here is the number of countries that take part. So, people from all these countries actually come to Canada, and not only India. It's like all of these companies. Oh, sorry, countries. My bad. Now, what I can suggest to you is for sure check this FAQ, like, how what it is about. This is a pretty good start of what Mitacs is about. But in general, as I told you, Mitacs is about basically you going there to do research and just get familiarized with their culture and how do they research. And it's just a brief of how you might want to pursue your future career over there. That's the base of this whole program. Now, coming to some niche details, like what all are needed to participate into it. First thing first, like they highly consider your grades, like that's really important. And not only in this internship, even if you plan to go for masters or any of the higher programs in like any country, most important thing is your grades. So I heard a lot of people saying like grades doesn't matter, but trust me, it does, and that is a lot. In case of Mitacs, there is a bound of 8 CGPA. So if you are below 8 CGPA, unfortunately, there is a very high chance that you guys won't be able to make it. But still, I would suggest to apply since there is no charge. And I saw myself a lot of folks getting into Mitecs without like 8 CGPA. Like they have lesser CGPA than that, but because of their good resume, good experience, they cracked it. So it's a pretty harsh line, but sometimes they do take exceptions. So don't forget to apply. Just apply for it. That's the first important thing. That is your CGPA. The second important thing is your LOR, which is letter of recommendation. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are worried of getting an LOR, and it makes sense because in the first sense we are not familiarized with how LORs work. Um, the LR is basically just a letter from any of your supervisor, be it a teacher, be it your internship managers, or anyone who have worked with you, and they can vouch for you. Basically, they can share that, yeah, choosing you is a really good option for the folks at Mitex and professors at different universities. So that is LOR. And for this program, at least one LOR is necessary. But if you have two, that will obviously, be better. But at least one is really important. And if you guys are not sure where to get it, just go and talk to your teachers, to your, professor that are in the college. They might help you. And like in my case, they did. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll do for you too. And the third important thing is your good resume. Now, resume itself is a big bit of a challenge to write because generally people try to put everything into one single resume. So consider the fact that you should have a one-page limit for resume, like no more than one page, because if you have a lot to write, that's pretty much like 100% sure that you're writing a lot, which is not required. So, for example, you want to do research in field of ML and software development. You are making a resume for that, but for some reason you got some experience in later designing, and you're putting it over there, which makes not much sense. Like if you have nothing much to write in a resume, for sure put it. But if you have a lot of things to write, let's say your page resume is getting 2 page or more, try to remove those things because that is very hard to remove. Because when you have nothing to write, you can write a lot, but yeah, when you have a lot to write and fit it in one page, that's a challenge. So yeah, I mean, creating a good resume is important. And as I told you, that should be one pager. And if it's like not fitting in one page at any cost, maximum is 1.5. Don't go beyond that because trust me, there are in my batch there was like 50,000 applications for this program, and out of which 3,000 were getting shortlisted. So, and this all thing is actually manually checked, not any ATS or even like anything like that. So, people who are checking do not give more than 30, 40 seconds or a minute to you to your resume, and you have to really showcase into that, like yeah, you're there. And the most important things to mention in resume is your projects, any project, any relevant project. Like don't put any very general purpose projects like a database management system, a library management system, or things like that. use something that is useful or something that you have created that you might have worked on, and then after that, put the work experience if you have any. For example, any internship experience that you might have, or any of the research experience that you might did with the professors. So you can start, working with professors on some project. You can mention that as well. And at the end, don't forget to mention all the certifications or any extra thing that you have for sure that's beneficial, like community work or any good achievements. You can just mention all of that, but make sure it doesn't go more than 1 to 1.5 page. That's the thing. So crafting your resume is a time-taking process. Don't just do lazy things and just you reuse the previous resumes, because a lot of people say that they get rejections, and the only thing is that they do not work on their resume. So make sure you work on that resume. And yeah, these are three things. And I guess there's one more thing, that is project selection. Um, that is majorly dependent on person to person, like how you shortlist your projects. So in my tax, you get almost 3,000 projects. I guess this year there are 3,000 projects, and out of which you have to choose only seven. And let me make you things bit more clear. People think that Mitex is the company, that's hiring people, but no, Mitex is not nowhere a company. It is like a middle layer between you as a student and thousands of professors from the different parts of Canada, from different universities of Canada. So how this works is there are like, let's say there are 3,000 projects, so there will be 3,000 professors, or one professor might have like more than one project. So it's nearly 2 to 3,000 professors from different provinces, different universities, and on the other side you have like various number of students, like you and me and all the students who apply. Mitex is the mid layer that helps interaction between you and the professor by filtering. Like, it acts as a filter. So maybe a lot of people have filled their applications wrong. They're not eligible. They filter out those. Then Mitex help you to communicate to the professors and vice versa. And the third thing that Mitex does is funding, of course. It does the whole funding. So you have to think in a way that you're not convincing Mitacs. It is the first pair, but you have to actually talk to the professor under whom you're trying to work. So yeah, now shortlisting 7 projects out of 3,000 is a big task. And Mitacs has projects in almost every field. It's not only computer science, it has in biology, it has in psychology, humanities, electronics, pretty much everything that you can think of. So even some of your friends who are not in, computer science, anyone in their second year of graduation can apply to it for sure. Um, and some tips from my side to shortlist projects is that generally people try to go for a lot of famous universities like University of Toronto, University of Montreal, the University of British Columbia. These are very famous universities. So what happens is not only people from India but people from around the world have known their names, and they try to just search for the professors from these top universities. Don't go in that rush. Rather, what you can do is there are 7 projects. So make it like this. You can choose 2 projects which are from the very top professors of very top universities, and the project that you really like to work on, right? The famous project. Then you can choose 2 which are like okay, like in the medium where you have a bit of chance, and a bit like you might not get hired. And then maybe 2 to 3 projects like that, which you are pretty confident that they're a bit off track of what you want to do, but like a bit off track, not completely like you're a student of computer science and taking political psychology. That doesn't make sense. But you are a student of computer science taking a project in let's say machine learning or software development. That makes sense. Or modeling. These things are pretty much relevant. So sort it like that, and try to filter in the sense that you at least have a chance to get into that. Because let's say if you choose top 7 projects from the whole list, there is very rare chance. Because I'm not saying that you guys are not capable, but I'm just saying that there are a lot of people who are just rocking it, and they have way more experience than what you have. So there might be a chance that they get hired rather than you. That's the trick of shortlisting the projects. Okay. Um, that's pretty much all about the application. I guess I'm not missing anything. Yeah. You have to also answer 2 questions, like why you want to do research and what motivates you to do research. And the problem with those questions that you have to write it in 100 words. So make sure you write pretty crisp. Like you're interested in, let's say I'm interested in machine learning, so I'll write, I have my motivation to work in machine learning and natural language processing because I worked on some projects in my freshman year or like in the first year, and that's really excites me about this field. I want to get more research. I want to get more research experience into this. That's pretty much crisp. Rather than saying, I'm first year student, I've worked on this project, just try to sort it down to 100 words. That's the limit, and try to put as much information as you guys have. So this is, I guess, pretty much about the applications. For applications, you can just simply just go to this apply now button and sign up. Oh my god, there's a new link open after that. Just a minute. Yep. So this is how the interface looks like. There are three things: login, register, welcome, and project. So make sure you guys give this a read. Like for sure, read these things. Reading every step is pretty important because sometimes people just do, just fill and then do next. I would say give it a read. It won't take more than 10-15 minutes for the whole application reading. It can take like a week for you to apply, but it won't take more than half an hour or 15 minutes for you to read. So read all those information. These are pretty important, and these changes per application basis. But these are pretty much all the important deadlines and stuff. They also have this Mitex CV template. It's not necessary to use that. If you want to use, you can for sure use. I never use it, but many folks use. So it's personal choice again. Rest, this projects tab is actually about the projects. And so here you can see this number of projects. So what this simply means is probably this is the number of seats that they have. These many students will be filtered and these many projects will be have. But there are also chances that one project might have 2, 3 students, so that might increase, okay? And this filter search is pretty amazing. You guys just play around it. So, for example, I want to do research in machine learning. What I'll do is I'll just do machine uh, learning, and then I can just choose any of the language in English or in French. Then this is the most interesting thing. Let's say you guys are interested in some province. So the most sought provinces are British Columbia, Ontario, and Quebec. So let's say I chose British Columbia and then faculty university, like which university? So again, British University of British Columbia is very famous. Like I think you might heard of it. And then any campus. So this is not necessary to fill all of these things, but this is a really good way to shortlist the projects. Now, if you want to work under some very renowned professors, you can also mention their names here, like first name or last name, their disciplines. So this is again important, like computer science, life sciences. I want to filter out on the issue of computer sciences. And preferred student academic background would be anything. It could be, let's say, computer. I would say computer science. And then I would just say search. Now, what would it would do is it would give me all the relevant projects that it might have. So out of, let's say, 2,000 projects, 3,000 projects, it gave me something around, I don't know, 10, 20 to shortlist from. And they have like their name, what it is about. So let's say this reliability in machine learning. There is this project ID. You can make note of this because this is the unique identifier. This tells like what you're trying to do. The student working on this project will join the team of graduate and blah, blah, blah. Our earlier work demonstrated an easy yet distributed attack on an ML-based classifier for software systems. Like this is what the project is about. This is your supervising professor, and this is your again province and all those things, right? We can just do that in view detail for seeing everything in detail. Here you can also see what you have to do as a student. So students will help analyze, what work you have to do, what skills are required. All those things are mentioned. I would say like the single thing that I liked about Mitacs applying procedure is this interface. They have very good information and they have pretty much everything to, get you started with. So I would suggest that give it some time. I guess there's still some time left in the application closing. So give it a day or two, play around with all those things. Make sure you choose all the projects that you really want to work on. and make sure to use that criteria of like, 2 to 3 top projects, then 2 to 3 medium projects, and then 1 to kind of, the projects which are not much sought or which are not in your very favorite province. Because I think that every province in Canada has to offer you something for sure. Like, it's not like if you're in Toronto, it will be much better, and if you're in Quebec, it won't be. It's not the case. Every province offers its own culture, its own variety, and its own experience. So if you get a chance, that's of course the best thing. And our goal is to, just get this thing. So yeah, this is about the project selection. And applying to Mitacs is, for me, it was a different case. But I have to apply in one day because I just got to know about this on the very last day. But take your time, write your answers well, make your resume well, get some good LORs, and yeah, I mean, that will be pretty much it about applications. Now, if you want to know the after steps, how it goes is like you apply for the application and then you literally wait for 1 to 2 months.
I think there is a technical issue.
Yeah, I guess he got disconnected.
He'll be joining in a minute.
भाई जब तक क्वेश्चंस अपने चैट बॉक्स में डाल दो जिसको भी पूछना है. एंड यूट्यूब पे भी जो क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता है वो चैट बॉक्स में पूछ सकता है.
Uh, Sorry guys, I don't know when I left. I mean, there was some problem. Till where did you guys heard? I mean, sorry.
You were talking about the application process, like what we will do for after that. Like you had only one day to apply.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you guys heard that whole project thing, right? The project description that I told you, like how to sort the projects.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I was just saying about like I had really less time, but I'm just saying that you guys take your time, don't do it on last minute. And that's pretty much about the applications. After applications, what you have to do is you have to wait for 2 months, like you apply in September, and then you get yourself some response in November. Mitex responds you with total 3 decisions. One is COC, which is candidate under consideration. That means that you guys are eligible for interviews. The second is waitlisting. So Mitex takes students in 2 3 batches. First is like in November itself. The second is in the January, and the last is in February. So if you get a COC, that's the best thing because you guys are in the interviews, like the next round. If it's waitlist, it simply means that you guys are eligible, but you are not in the first round. So you might get a chance in the next round, maybe in January or February. And then there is this rejected, which basically means like there is something missing in your profile that does not qualify the criteria. Maybe it could be grades, it could be anything. So make sure that you didn't even uploaded an LOR that could also reject your application. So just fill your applications well, and the next step will be interviews. And how interviews happens is it's not necessary that you guys will have interviews, and interview is actually taken by the professor that you choose. So all the 7 professors that you choose, all the 7 projects that you choose, they will mail you personally that they might want to do a video interview on a call, or might they give you some questions on email and then you have to answer, or they just don't do anything. And sometimes people literally just go into it with their profile without any conversations. That also happens. So yeah, I mean, after interviews, you guys are good to go. Also, one good thing about the application is like right now you guys have to rank your project. So Mitacs application works in a ranking way. Like they have this ranking algorithm. So every applicant selects the 7 projects and they rank from 1 to 7. And at the same time, the professors, after taking interview, out of like say for their to single project, they get 10 students. They rank on their preferences. So some students go to number one, and then that's how they rank. And the Mitex algorithm then makes matches you with the project. That's how it goes. But like you'll rank the projects right now from 1 to 7. But after your interviews, you'll get a 2-day period to reshuffle it, because after interviews you guys pretty much know that your interviews went well. So let's say the project that you applied at number 5 was really well, and the professor gave you really good hints that you might be on his top list, so you can make it on the first to increase your chances. So that's again the good thing, because I myself I was got like a good conversation with the professor, to whom I kept at number 3. And then after the call, after my interview, I reshuffled it to number 1, because I had this intuition that he is pretty much interested in me, and yeah, I might have a good chance. So that's again really great, and that's pretty much it. After 1 month more waiting, you either get a selection or you might get into the next round. So that also happened that after interview, let's say you might not get selected, then you'll be again getting into the next phase. So it's not the end, but you might get another chance, and yeah, that's the whole MyTex application procedure. That's pretty much it.
Some
Yeah.
really interesting questions are there in the chat box, so if you can please take them.
Sure. Where do I start from? Okay, yeah. How do you recommend choosing a user player for management of this information? Rohit, so how do you choose? I described you the whole, that interface. I would just recommend to anyone play around with that project search feature, because it's really interesting to use. You can just do very advanced searching on the basis of fields, on the basis of topic names, and all those things. So just play around with it. How it influenced mine is because I had interest in machine learning and software development. So I just chose all the machine learning, computer vision, and software development projects. That's pretty much a personal choice of what you choose. And since I had not much of time, I literally selected my project in like 30-35 minutes. That's it. Um, exchange programs, I didn't get it. No, this is not an exchange program. It's an internship. Although when you get enrolled in a university at Canada, it will be termed as an exchange student, but literally an exchange student means that you are going from your university to that university, but that's not the case. Your university is nowhere involved, and you are being contacted through Mitacs. So it's not an exchange program, but similar to it. It's just that you get lots of funding over there. How should we write answers for the questions? Okay, for answers, I told you it should be crisp, in the sense that you just mention what topic interests you the most and give them a reason. So think of it as a story that you have to tell in really less number of words, in 100 words or something. That why you are really, because I can say 100 things that I love quantum computing, I love how this biochemistry things happens, but I have to give them a proof that why I liked it. In my case, I literally created a project in my first year, that was pretty much about NLP, and I was really fascinated. I'm still really fascinated about it, like how this NLP things work, and that was my reason to, write, have a research experience in this field. So telling them a crisp story rather than telling all those big and heavy English sentences. Just try to put it very crisp and yeah, give it to them. That's it. Okay. But is there any special skills required to get this opportunity? There are no special skills, so to speak. It's just general programming. The first important thing is a very general programming, that you should be familiar with at least the basic programming concepts, because that's the bare minimum. And sometimes people, since it's a very high demanding internship, people expect you to know the fundamentals of computer science if you're applying for computer science. Let's say databases or APIs and operating system, networking, these basic concepts. But although these are not very important, and if you guys are not well versed at it, that doesn't make that you don't apply. Just apply for it because it changes from program to program. And if you want to, let's say, have in a particular field, machine learning or something, then you should be familiar with their, let's say Python language or the packages that we work with. Or if you're interested in blockchain, then you have to work with Solidity or something. If you're interested in some other stuff, you have to know a little bit about that, based on the projects that you choose. How much LORs play a role in getting GRE? Dude, it makes a lot like it makes difference for sure. But if you have even if you have one LOR, that's fair enough because it really doesn't. It's not the case that if you have two LORs, you'll have a really good chance. Since they do not only consider LORs, they consider your profile as well. So it's that you have to take all things into account. But yeah, at least one good LOR is required. Which, in my experience, some research topic project I work on. So I have worked with a professor named Professor Eugene Siriani. He's a professor at University of Montreal in Montreal, Quebec. And my project was about software engineering. It was pretty much hardcore software engineering, how the models and no code things work. And yeah, I mean, I just worked on systematic literature reviews. Okay, I was nowhere about to know like what systematic literature review is, but after giving it a rate, if you're into any research, you generally take into account a lot of research papers, and then you sort them out to just do your research. So that literature is your all the papers and the reviews that you actually review those papers to filter out like 10, 15 good papers out of thousands. That is systematic literature review. My professor actually already created a tool called Redis, and I just worked on it. Since I had a good hand in DevOps as well, I restructured their whole flow of deployment. Yeah, it's pretty much about it. Right now, I and my professor have a pretty much similar goal of working on NLP and integrating into this project. And yeah, I'm just into it. So yeah, that was my experience. Apart from that, experience in Canada, it was amazing. It's something that you have to experience, and if you get a chance, you should. Okay, next, how to create an impactful resume. I mean, I told you, right, it should be one pager and should be maximum 1.5 if you have a lot of things to write. Make sure to put your good projects, your good experiences, and your achievements. And also, if you have like good academic scores, academic scores, you can put them as well. So, giving you an example, let's say you don't have much to write in your experiences in projects area, but you have to make at least a good one-page resume. So it shouldn't be a half-page resume, right? And on the other hand, you had a very good grades in class 12, right? So you can just flaunt it. The whole purpose is to literally flaunt ourselves as much as we can, but not use any lie. Because if you put any lie, you literally have to either put the whole cover or just don't say it because those guys pretty smart to catch a lie. Don't lie in your resume, but flaunt as much as you can. That's the idea. And is this never made? It doesn't. Of course, if you do not want to do masters, it's still a good experience, right? Having an international internship on your resume always have a flex, as well as it does help in industries as well. But let's say we have two things at the same time, maybe a good internship from some companies, maybe product-based company or something like that, and you are more interested in doing job or all those kind of things, then it's your call to choose between the research and the normal company experiences. But I would suggest if you want to have it, it's like no harm in this, right? What are the prerequisites for applying for this program? Do you need to have specialization in anything? Not really. I told you prerequisites will be your basics of programming. If you're into computer science, I guess we are all in GDSC, so we're more interested in computer science and basics of computer science, basics of the projects that you're choosing. So the projects are in very specific domains, maybe a machine learning, blockchain, software development, web development, or I mean the computer vision and robotics. So if you're choosing any particular specialization, read through the prerequisites that are in the projects, and then you can just filter out the project according to what you have in your bucket. So if I want to do a project in robotics and I have no idea about how electronics works, that doesn't make sense, right? You have to have basic at least. One good thing about Mitacs that I want to add is like generally what happens in India is people exploit interns in the sense that they expect you to have every knowledge that you have. Like you're applying for an internship position, they expect you to have all the information and all the things to do the job. But there is not the case. There they expect you to have the knowledge to understand the job that you want to do. Okay. It's not the thing that you just go and do. No. For me, I took 1 week to literally set up the whole project because it was so much new to me, and my project uses a bit of PHP as well, and I had never worked on PHP in my life. That was the first time. But my professor himself said that the purpose of this internship is to learn and not to you to work. So that's how it works, right? It's for you to learn, and that's the best thing. So yeah, how do you balance your academics while you were the geomatics fellow? Okay, so you're talking about the normal classes, I believe, like the classes here in college. Uh, okay, that might be a bit of offensive, but I would say if you get any good deal, you have to make your way through it. Because no one helps you, dude. I won't give you any false hopes. Uh, I just had to get an NOC for my visa, and I literally had to spend 3 days revolving between HODs and directors to get a at NOC for my visa. And like, and then when I get through all the thing, those guys are like the ones who are putting, this guy had this did the internship, and like, and you're not even there to give you NOC. So I would just say if you are capable enough of getting this internship, I'm pretty sure there would be no harm in you getting scores in exams. That's pretty easy for you guys. And if it's about classes, MAIT is generally very lenient in attendance. The provider that you have good connections with your teachers, they don't mind if you really don't come to college regularly. And yeah, if you get this thing, it's like really rare thing. So some teachers really helped me a lot. But I'm just saying the management sometimes it's a bit like that. So yeah, it's just you have to go with it, and once you get it, trust me, you guys will make it. How was this intern change your life? It changed a lot. It changed completely upside down. I never in my life thought of doing a master's, but after this internship, I got an opportunity. I got an ideology of why I want to do a master's, and yeah, it really changed my life. I would say that at least for mine. What to do immediately after clearing the third year? Dude, I guess my tax is not. If you're clearing the third year, you're not eligible for my tax, unfortunately, because Mitacs application starts for the second year, like you have to apply during the second year. And once you're clearing your third year, at that time, if you're selected, you have to just go after clearing your third year. So I just like went to Canada just after completing my exams of the sixth semester, I believe, third year. Yeah. Okay, perfect. How can we effectively make our application more selectable? I told you all the things that I had with me. If you have still any specific thought, I'm there on LinkedIn. Just ping me. I can help you there. I'm having 4 research papers focusing data analysis and machine learning. Having research dude, having 4 research paper is huge. I had 0 research paper for this internship. Like while applying, I was applying for this internship. I had literally 0 research paper. I had just one good internship. I worked at DRDO. But apart, like on research side, not on the other side, I had some other internship which are good, but research internship was that. And I really don't have much of experience other than that I worked with some of the professors here in our college. So if you have 4 research paper and if they are of good quality, it matters a lot because you're already in their league, right? What professors are seeking is actually the next generation of the people who can write papers, and if you're already good with it, that's the best thing. And apart from that, having 4 or 5 projects is again a very good way for you to flaunt your skills. having no internship, it's okay. I mean, you cannot do anything right now, right? There's no time for it. So what you can do is you can utilize all your things that you have right now and then use it in the best way you can. How many research papers did you mention here? Zero. Absolutely zero. That's a big myth that people think. If you have a research paper, then only you will get selected into Mitacs. Not only me, my two of very good friends from GGSIQ itself. Like they are from different colleges, but they're from the same university. All of them have no research papers, but we all three had make a good university. And if even if you don't have any research paper, it's fine. I would say just apply to it. Like there's no harm in applying. There's no cost, nothing. It's just that it'll take some time of yours, and if you are get like lucky, or if you get selected, it will change your life. How many can you please send the sentence? I guess I answered that. This is again a pretty good story because I got my everything at around 6 from college, like the transcripts and all those things. And I had 4 hours to complete my application. So I would say I had a good relation with my professor as well as one of my supervisor at DIDO. And I literally called them at 9 to give an instant LOR, and they're helpful enough to give me in half an hour. That's all about your personal connection with the people who are there to watch you. But if it's general, you can just talk to your professors in college and get an LOR. It won't take more than 2 days. For me, I was lucky, you can say in that terms. Uh, how to learn fluent English like how to learn fluent English like you? Watch a lot of movies, maybe that might help. Uh, by the way, I was terrible at English in my class 10, I guess, and I still have no idea about English grammar. Trust me. So speaking English is very different from learning English. If you guys give me a way to, write a very grammatically good sentence, I'll fail. Is speaking English is way more different than writing or giving a very precise good English. Don't get afraid of that. Is campus placements thing which we should learn? That's a pretty good question. And considering the current situation that we have, placements from college, I never sit in any placement except for 2 companies. I sit for Atlassian and Amazon. I didn't make it, of course, because
They
they
asked a
were.
very sensitive question, actually.
we
That
are
could be a lot
we
of
are in
things.
fourth year, so we know that.
Okay, I would say just don't rely on anything. Not on campus, but not on anything, because no one can get your job until you're capable of. Even if companies come to college, since in our times, our batch was so unlucky that we neither had good companies, we neither had basically anything. I wish good luck for you guys, because currently we are in a bad time because of recession and all those things. Companies are not hiring, and even if they're hiring for way less, like really less money. So I would suggest just work on skills and just apply anywhere, off campus, on campus, anywhere. What are the ways we need to prepare for a better long-term knowledge? I would say work on your skills, explore a lot of things. I myself had worked on machine learning very previously. Then I was kind of done with it. I switched to DevOps. I love DevOps, but then after some time, like after recently, I am like, again and with DevOps and switch back to machine learning. So what I'm trying to say is that experiment with a lot of things instead of from. I saw a lot of folks, especially in the first and second year, they're like, I have this roadmap, just study this web dev, this DSA, and it's good if it interests you, but if it doesn't, that makes sense. That's the whole purpose. Try to experiment a lot of things, and by the second year you'll be in a situation, or if you even if you're done with that, give it some time and you'll be in a situation to choose for you. Like, I love machine learning, I love DevOps, or I love cloud, anything. Right? Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. And don't rely on campus placements. As a MAIT student, is machine learning data science the future or is it There's no things like future. I mean, DSA and coding itself are the foundations of computer science. They won't go, be it any good in ML or AI research comes up, they won't go. Why people focus on DSA is because of the problem solving skills, and any good company needs that. So it's not the thing that if blockchain is getting popular, I won't study DevOps, I won't study ML. No, that's not the case. One thing gets popular for a certain period of time, but if you're persistent on one other thing, it will stay there. Like right now, there is a boom of, I would say, blockchain. Like last year, there was a boom of blockchain. That doesn't mean the jobs of data analysts, the data scientists, the job of SDs were gone. No, that's not the case, right? It simply means that there will be a bit more ease for you to get into that, into that boost. But I would say a boost is like just there. It can go off anytime, and it's pretty much on to you that what you love, you should do that. Can you tell me a bit about your resume projects? That will be a long journey, but I can quickly give. I made a project named Anuvar. It was a video to video translation API. I mean, I had to do this video to video translation, but it didn't make well. But yeah, that's my major purpose of learning more about NLP. Other than that, I guess I made uh, I don't know, a chitti. Yeah, a chitti is like a bulk emailing software. I don't know. I was just made it out of fun because I thought that people might really need it, although people don't. But yeah, I worked on. I also mentioned a project on which I worked on DRDO. It was a geospatial uh, project, so we have to do offshore power detection. But it's just pretty off. I never wanted to work on it, but I mean, I just did it and mentioned it. Abhi, but can you guide us about SI? I guess you have a good experience of this. By the way, this guy is my friends. We were in the same SI team. It's just trying to, you know, tease this. Um, how much time do we need for ML and when did you start? Gaganit, what I would suggest is that's a very wrong question to ask. Like, how much time would we need for this? Rather than think it of a way like, I want to do this, and after spending some time, if you're interested, you won't even think of time because something interests you, just work on it. If I say like I give you 3 months roadmap that a lot of people give, just in 3 months you'll learn from X to master. That's not the case. For me, it can take years. For someone else who's biologically a good person, genius, I would say, it can do it in months. There's no time limit like that. Give it time on yourself. Like, you do the work. It's not something hard and fast time that you have to do. It's not like writing your exam that you have to finish a semester in 6 or 2 months. That's not the case. It's for you to understand the skill, and that skill will be with you for your lifetime. What to do if someone has just begun his third year but is still afraid? What to do and feels like he knows nothing? Okay, that might sound like I'm saying a lie, but trust me, every single night I think that I what do I know? Okay, I never learned DSA in my life. I never learned, and I still get this thing that am I qualified for this? Whatever I'm getting, I'm really do I deserve this? That happens. That's people call it, and psychologists call it imposter syndrome, I believe. And that happens. That's pretty common. And I still have this thing in my mind that do I really deserve this? Whatever I'm getting, or the feeling that I know nothing, and where would I lie? That happens because in my first year, I am not from the 12th background. I did 10th and I did 3 years of diploma and then come directly into the second year. That was a different path. And in my diploma times, I was like, really good in machine learning. Then I transitioned to something else. My friends got some good internships. They're getting paid, and I was really have nothing on my side for month, like for like the first 2 semesters, first year, right? Like the second year. And a lot of people were there to just tell me like what you're doing. You should earn money. I mean, कितना time रहेगा, you know, कि तो अपने पैसे पापा के पैसे पे रहेगा, and that happens. That's normal friend teasing that happens with everyone. It happened with me too. Until I got an opportunity in my third year initial. That was a basic internship, and I literally did a designing internship. Also, I'm really bad at designing. I did a designing internship for money. So it's just that do it. It's not the case that I mean everyone gets their time. I would say just start. Yep. Yes, even if we know things, we still feel we are blank. Why does it happen and how to open that? Why does it happen? Because we try to compare a lot with the fellows that we have. And we do not actually try to compare to the person, we try to compare with their LinkedIn profiles. Okay. If you see my LinkedIn profile, you'll be like, this will be some bhaiya who did a lot of things. You'll see a lot of people who are sitting here, they did a lot of things, but the reality is, if you talk to them, they are very much like you. You're just afraid of their profile that we put. LinkedIn is a really good way of getting depressed. Trust me. If you want to get depression, go LinkedIn, scroll it. I'm very elated to share. I'm very obliged to share. Blah blah blah. Dude, he's getting, but that doesn't make that he's superhuman. He's a human just like you. And how to overcome this? Just go it. I mean, who cares, man? आज रात को ऐसा लगता है कि हो रहा है, कल सुबह वापस छोड़ना, मैं अपना काम करूंगा. Who cares? I guess, yeah.
Actually, I was also interested in this program, so I just wanted to ask, according to you, how many projects should we ideally add in our resume to make it look good?
Since I told you a like one pager limit, I think you have a lot of things to mention. First is your academics, then your work experience, and then your project. So if you have good amount of work projects, let's say it covers, 3 paras of 2, 3 lines, then you have to put like 2, 3 projects. But if you are short on let's say experience or achievements and you have page blank left, you can put more projects. It's about filling the like area. So there is no hard and fast rule, but I would say bare minimum is 2 to 3, like bare minimum two. Don't just put one project because that doesn't make sense. At least put two, and then you can filter it according to the space in resume and according to the work that you did. Like, is it relevant or something?
Actually, I'm interested in machine learning, especially computer vision. So, if I want to
Okay.
apply for such a project in this program, so I should
Mhm.
have all the projects related to this only, or I can have a variety of projects in the
No,
resume.
you have project related to simple computer science as well, but what I'm saying is don't put projects which are very common because every student just puts these three very common projects. One is the library management system, the hospital management system, and then the clone of XYZ website. Okay. These kind of projects doesn't really add because these projects help you learn a skill, but you never literally used it to create something of your own. Right? There is no I like creativity of your mind. It's just a clone, right? You learned something that's good, fair enough. But you mentioned it already that you learned XYZ. You should put the projects that give more spotlight on how you use those technologies to create something useful. That's the idea.
Actually, I was right now working on a group project that will help
Mhm.
the visually impaired basically to locate and detect objects around them. Right now, we are doing it
Okay.
on small scale, like for a room. Like
Mhm.
if the visually impaired asks the person, like asks them our app, whatever we are trying to develop, or can say software, that just
Yep.
find me this thing. So it will be able to detect that thing if it is present, and
Mhm.
whenever it is detected, it will tell that yeah, I found this thing, whatever you were looking
Okay.
for, and also the distance right now from the camera. So
Okay.
what do you think? What is the level of this project? Like, is it mediocre?
This is actually a pretty interesting project, of course. And there's no such thing like level, but I would say, like, if you take example of this particular project, since this fulfills all of your criteria, it comes to computer vision, it comes to machine learning. It even talks about bit of camera and all the basic software development. You should definitely put projects like this. I'm saying don't put projects that are too general or generic in nature because you yourself guys are fair enough well versed to know that what project is very much. So consider a project that 10 people in your class would have done. I'm not talking about the group project because you said 5 people were there in group. That is one project. That's different case. What I'm saying is same simple project that's done by all of these folks in this like class. Because I like in final year and in the third year you have to write this major and minor project. And the common project that everyone does is CNN classifier for cancer detection, for breast cancer detection, for tuberculosis. These are like every person makes it and no one actually knows what it is about. This is copy paste a code. Just write the resume. I'm telling you the harsh truth. It might affect someone, but that's the reality. Don't go with these kind of things. Your project was, to me, it was really interesting because you actually took a problem, you tried to solve it, you used your skills. Even if it doesn't work well, it makes sense because you're trying to do a start on that, right? But let's say you created a project which is just a normal hospital management system. Would that add any value? Right now, we have thousands of hospitals which are running on hospital management system, which are way more capable than what we have done now. That doesn't make any value, right? But on the other hand, let's say you have created a system that might help doctors identify patients like treatment well, or in some sense it helps. It adds to what we already have. That makes sense. But uh, like these kind of projects which are just classical replicas of जो कई सालों से चले आ रहे हैं बस just copying them, don't add those. This is a pretty good project. You should add any of these kind of projects that you have worked on that you use your mind to create on, I would say.
So, like such a project, like you can add 2 to 3. That will be enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, two is bare minimum, I would say, but 2 to 3 is good.
Okay, thank you. And I was also curious, like, from where are you pursuing your masters from right now?
I'm pursuing with the same professor I interned with. I mean, he was happy to have me back, and yeah, I'm just going with Eugene Seriano at University of Montreal. I have few of my friends here annoying me, so just ignore that. Aja, aja. Aja, aja, aja.
Okay, thank you. That's it from
Sorry for this. Really sorry for this. Yeah. So, yeah. Any more questions? Any more things?
I guess Goransh cleared your all doubts regarding Mitecs. So we have to move further. Thank you, Goransh, for joining us and give us such an informative session.
No worries, man. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you
We
so much for
love
that.
to have you, to be very honest.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much.
See you guys. Have fun. Don't just take a lot of stress. Have fun. Yeah, make sure to apply for the internship. That's pretty important. Even if you think you're not qualified, just apply for it.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you so much, Goranch, and Abhishek as well for joining us
Really
today.
sorry. This
He's
guy is
been-
really annoying me from 15 minutes, okay? This is Abhishek Bhatt. He was asking me for this, I'm
Okay.
really sorry. This guy
for
annoying.
that, Abhishek, really soon we are having a session on SIH. So don't worry, man. And you are the speaker. At that time, you are the speaker. But he is one of the
Yeah.
finalists.
Okay. Okay. I think we are done. We are done here. uh,
Okay, so let's move forward for the with the session.
yeah.
Do you want to say something, Goranch? Yeah. So let's move forward for the surprise. Are you excited for the surprise? If yes, spam in the chat box. Yes. And then we'll move forward with the surprise.
What is it about? I really want to know. Are we getting any good teachers?
I guess Goransh, you are not muted.
I'm not. Nothing. It was
Okay, okay. So we are presenting you a Google Cloud Study Jam for you, where you can get a chance to learn and do hands-on GCP. We'll provide you the free access of a paid resources of the Google Cloud. Okay, but here's a twist. We are having a limited seats for that. For for that, you have to connect with the GDSC on social handles and must join the WhatsApp communities for the further updates regarding Google Cloud Study Jam. So that's our surprise, and you will learn a lot of things with this about Google Cloud. Okay, do you want to
This
add on
is
something, Trilojna?
Yeah, this study jam is basically going to be unique because Cloud has added some new features in their console, and they will be conducting labs on that quick lab. But here's the catch: is all the badges are paid, so we are having limited seats just because they are providing us paid Google badges, right? So it is nothing like that 30 days challenge kind of thing that you can just vaguely complete the lab and get the badge. It is not like that. It is really crucial because it actually will add value to your resume and your work. So try connecting with us and do participate in this because you are going to learn a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, you will be getting these paid labs for free. So that's the catch.
Do you guys have further questions for us regarding anything?
I think so. YouTube पे भी कुछ questions आ रखे हैं.
You can read it along so that we can answer it.
Uh, I think we should skip that questions.
क्वेश्चन है
Okay,
कि
sure.
हाउ टू ज्वाइन व्हाट्सएप कम्युनिटी, तो इसका लिंक भेज दो एक बार.
Okay, we are
Yeah.
like, I guess Devang has put the link tree of GDSC-MAIT over there in the chat box, so you can just click it and find all the socials over there. So yeah, that's pretty much about GDSC and Mitacs. So now we are wrapping this event. Thank you each one of you for joining us for this event, and many more exciting events on the way. So be active. If you are share this event on your social media, don't forget to mention GDSC-MAIT, me and my team. We love to reshare your post. Thank you. That's it from our side.
And we are overwhelmed to have you all today here to actually join and listen to what we have to say. Thank you very much.
Some of my friends and your seniors want to say bye bye.
Bye bye, boys and girls.
All the best.
Bye,
All the
guys.
best.
All the best.
Alex.
All the
Bye.
best. Bye-bye.